What's up, guys? This is Mighty Mork back with another replay analysis video of my team, Great White North. Just want to start off once again by saying we are currently in the ESL Open playoffs to go from the Open to the Majors. So we are not a professional team and I am not a professional player, so just keep that in mind while viewing these replay analysis videos. So I want to start off by talking about our draft. On Tomb of the Spider Queen, we like to run a very heavy team fight comp. We feel like because the map is so small, it basically is centered around being able to effectively team fight more so than some of the larger maps in this game. And also, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and just stay zoomed out for the duration of the game. But yeah, also, being able to team fight effectively also allows you to control the objectives on this map really easy because they're so close together. You can just basically, once you hit 10, just group as 5, and as long as you have vision, which is why we took TAS, because when he uses his vision he can easily see either turn in. It allows you to easily group and contest those turn-ins and try to force a fight or force them off the turn-in so you can turn in and capture the objective. We went with Kerrigan and Uther also because the Kerrigan roam is really strong on this map, again because of how small it is. You can get to a lane really quickly, and just having Kerrigan in your lineup puts that pressure on the other team to either have to respond to your roam and follow her around the map, or just knowing that Kerrigan can at any second jump on anybody who's even remotely overextended, especially with the Uther follow-up with his stun. So we will have Kerrigan and Uther roaming together. Their lineup is also pretty strong for this map. They have a lot of AoE and a lot of CC on their team. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, as far as landing goes, we'll have TAS at our mid so that we can use his vision as effectively as possible to watch their rotations and to see when they're going to turn in and when they're not. We will have myself, I believe, bottom, and who is left? Gravis, our ETC, will be top lane. So here, we like to just come mid and see if we can maybe catch somebody off guard, maybe overextended, or just picking a poor path to get to their lane. But they all gather here as well, so that's not going to happen this game. Honestly, dying this early, like picking off one person this early, it's not that huge of a deal because of how short respawn timers are right now, but we feel like it's just a nice way to start the game off. So yeah, I'm going to be bottom against Sylvanas. Kerrigan and Uther are just clearing mid real quick, and then they'll start roaming, and we have ETC top. So yeah, here Kerrigan and Uther start heading down to try to set up a gank on Sylvanas, although Sylvanas is a pretty difficult gank target. And yeah, she just eased right out of there. They did do a good job of picking who's going to be their side lanes. They both have really good escapes as far as getting out of range of Kerrigan's pull. So they did a good job of picking their side lanes. And then they also are doing a good job of babysitting KT mid. They're just basically sitting here so that it's really hard. Since KT has no escape, it's really hard for Kerrigan and Uther to gank him when they have 2 other people in lane with them. So he got the scouting drone down on them, he sees them and just pushes them off, so they're not going to be able to go for a gank there. So let's see where they head to next. I'm basically just hanging out bottom, one-on-one with Sylvanas, nothing exciting. Looks like they're going to head top to try to gank Vala, but as you see, Joanna follows them right up. They're doing a really good job of responding to the roam. They're really giving them no chance to just get an easy pick anywhere. So they just go to lane to help clear it real quick. Really not much else they can do in this situation. They could try to go for a fight, but it's just a little bit risky. So they does get a nice pull on Vala there though, and just with the CC she's not going to be able to get out of there. So they do end up getting a kill just by catching Vala off guard there. She was not expecting the pull there. And like I said, with our comp, the amount of follow-up CC we have if Kerrigan hits a combo, I mean, it should be a kill on whoever she hits her combo on, unless we somehow mess it up. So I'm going to dump my gems real quick while I can. I'm not going to be missing out on any experience because all of the minions just got to lane, so I just go ahead and dump what I have while I have the chance. And here Malf gets caught out, and again, just the follow-up CC we have is just too much. So Malf will go down there as well. Just dumping our gems while we have the numbers advantage. They only have 4 people right now, so that gives us a good chance to go ahead and dump what we have as far as gems go. And again, I'm just down here hanging out one-on-one with Sylvanas. Tass is still just mid, one-on-one. Again, going for a gank up here. Oh, barely gets away. That was a nice shield there by Malf, getting the shield down on Vala so that she doesn't die. I think maybe tapping here was a mistake. Yeah, she could have just backed and let Joanna soak, but yeah, see, she completely wasted her well there. She tapped, went to lane, realized there was really no reason for her to still be there, and then backed. So she really just wasted that well. And we're turning in here, getting what we can while she's back. And now we only need one more gem. So I think our priority here is going to be just finishing up our turn in so we can go ahead and start pushing. Looks like we want to get bruisers here, and Noser does finish the turn in. I think we start these bruisers too late. We should have either started them earlier or just started pushing out our lanes and been ready for our spider to drop so we could push with the spider effectively. So, but let's see what happens. So our spider gets there. We're not there to push with it because we did decide to get bruisers. And yeah, I mean, look how quick they're burning that spider down. So we get pretty much 0 value out of the middle spider. We still have bruisers there, but with the amount of AoE they have, they're not really going to be able to do much. So they're going to probably get rid of those pretty quickly. So yeah, they rotate down to respond to us rotating and just leave KT to finish up that bruiser camp. So we rotated down, trying to get what we can out of the bottom spider since we pretty much wasted our mid spider. We have a little bit of an XP lead, nothing too crazy, and it's 0 to 2 kills right now. So as of right now, it's a pretty even game. We were just a little bit better about getting our gems in, so we got the first turn in. Not really a big deal. And yeah, Joanna went ahead and cleared the top spider while we were bottom. So basically what we got out of that turn in is 2 towers and a wall, some damage on mid, it's low on ammo, and some damage on top. And here we're just getting ready. We're trying to catch somebody rotating poorly, but they're doing a really good job of always taking the safe route. They know that we're looking for an easy pick with Kerrigan, and they're not going to give us just a free kill like that. So Gravis goes in, he's going to try to just interrupt their turn in here so that we have enough time to get from bottom up to top and help them contest. Just poking them, trying to stop their turn in. They're pretty close to a full turn in here. We kind of get a little bit too focused on Joanna here. There's really... We're not going to be able to burn her down quick enough with how tanky she is before her team can respond. So I think it was a mistake blowing so many cooldowns on her. So let's see what happens. So yeah, we keep chasing her. She pops unstoppable. And here the team turns on us as they should. We wasted too much time trying to get Joanna down. Really, we should have known that their team was right there. I mean, we could have gone around and flanked them. Really, there's so many other things we could have done to make that fight better than just chasing their tank. So that was definitely a mistake. So now Gravis and Kerrigan have just taken too much damage. ETC and Kerrigan have just taken too much damage. And we have to back up, and they basically get this turn in. Because if we stay, we're going to lose that fight. So let's see what they do here for their first turn in. Again, experience is still pretty even. And it is still 0 to 2 kills. I guess I can check here. I don't need to keep tabbing. So instead of going for their bruisers like we did, They tried to just push mid, but we cleared that wave really quickly. So now they have no minion support with the spider coming down, and we can pretty much just clear it out really quick. It looks like they're going to rotate. They can't really decide yet. Let's see where they go. Yeah, so it looks like they're going to rotate bottom. Myself and Tass, we went top to clear the spider really quickly, and all 5 of them went bottom to push with bottom spider. Yeah, see, so I do see that they are all 5 bottom, so I leave Tass to finish up that spider, and I rotate down to help my team defend that bottom fort. So Tass finished up top spider. He should be rotating down here in a second. Yep, he rotates down. We're just down here trying to burn the spider down as quickly as we can, because we really don't want to fight them with that spider up, obviously. And they see the spider's going to go down soon. They know we're probably going to try to engage on them as soon as the spider goes down, so they go ahead and back off. Again, really even. We're going to hit 10 a little bit before them as long as we get to a lane and soak, but I don't think we will have enough time before they hit 10 to force a fight or anything. So yeah, they hit 10 now. Still a really, really even game. Both teams still have all their forts up. Bottom walls for both team are down. Let's see what's going on here. So we're trying to get a turn in. They're obviously not going to give us a free turn in, though. Like I said, on this map, when you're playing against a good team, they're not just going to give you a free turn in. You're going to have to fight for a turn in. So we're hanging out mid. We have a lot of gems on Noser and Gravis that we really want to dump. We don't want to lose those gems in a fight. And this right here is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the match. Oh, let's see. Okay, hold on. I'll get back to that. I want to look at this team fight. So what happens here is, let me look at level 10 talents first. I forgot to do that. Okay, so I went Water Elemental. Uther went Divine Shield. Tassadar went Force Wall. I really feel like, or we really feel like, Force Wall is strong on this map, so that's what we usually end up running. Just because of how small it is and how many choke points there are on their map, you can get some really nice force walls on this map to separate their team or just catch people out of position. Maelstrom on Kerrigan and Mosh on ETC. As you're going to see in this fight and pretty much from here on out, I think Mosh, it is good on this map, but I think in retrospect, maybe Stage Dive would have been better, even though the map is so small, just because of how much CC they have. Like, Kale has his Tornado, which is effectively a stun and will interrupt Mosh. Vala went Rain of Vengeance, which is a stun and will interrupt Mosh. Joanna has Blessed Shield, again another stun, and the Silence on Sylvanas. So right there, they have 4 easy ways to interrupt the Mosh Pit if they're even remotely looking out for it. So let's go back to the fight. So ETC went in to try to hit a Mosh. He got stunned by Joanna. Now he's getting stunned by the Rain of Vengeance. And by the time all that ends, he has just taken way too much damage to even stay in the fight. So, again, taking Mosh here I don't think was the best choice, but let's see what happens. So ETC slides out, and it looks like Fozen's not aware of how much damage our tank has taken. I guess he's just focused on getting in and popping his ult, so let's see. He jumps in. He's way too deep now. Look at this. I mean, he's pretty much the only person in their team. We're all backing off because Gravis is just too low to continue fighting. So I try to move around and help him out over the wall, but there's really not much we can do there. The Mouth ult goes down, and we really just have to get out of there and cut our losses. So not the best fight for us. I mean, they only got 1 kill out of it. But because we're now down 1 person, they can pretty much control the turn, and we can't really fight them for it down a person. So we're going to have to just let them dump whatever gems they have here and try to poke and to keep them from doing so as much as we can without getting caught or without engaging on them. And again, we just still have to hang out down here. Whichever turn in we rotate to, they're just going to follow us. So basically we're just hanging out at 1, waiting for somebody to make a mistake so we can capitalize on it. We have a lot of gems that we want to get rid of. We get a force wall there on KT, but we're really not in a position to capitalize on it without their team just instantly jumping on us. So basically right now we're just playing the harass game and just waiting to, both teams are just waiting for somebody to be out of position so we can get a pick on someone. We do still want to keep up our soak. Again, the game is really even. Alright, I gotta interrupt that once again because another team fight starting. So here, Joanna went and stunned me because I was a little bit out of position. So she's going to try to pull me in. Luckily, she barely misses. If that had hit me and I had been pulled in, I definitely would have died there. So that was really good on her part. A lot of people would try to save her ult to hit as many targets as possible, but just using it to kill me would have been really good for them there. But unfortunately, I was just out of range for her to pull me in, and so I do get away. And it looks like we're gonna try to turn this. Kerrigan hits a nice combo there, and I do put down Blizzard just to get some damage on them. ETC looks like he's gonna go in, try to pick somebody off maybe, but they are too far away for us to really do anything there. ETC finally gets in, looks like he's gonna hit a mosh. KT does tornado him there, so let's see. He lands, he gets rooted. We do have the Tash shield on him to try to help him out. And yeah, he just couldn't get a mosh there because again, the amount of CC they have. Still just hanging out down here. We really want to get a turn in. At this point, I think we really just need to engage on them. Get a pull on Joanna that really doesn't do anything for us. Again here, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure why we keep going for their tank. I mean, we got a force wall on her. She's out of position, kind of, but that really doesn't matter. She's so tanky that we're not going to be able to do really anything to her before the force wall comes down and the team can follow up. Right here, once this rain comes down, we should have instantly... Everybody should have instantly turned on Vala. She's kind of out of position here, I think. Like, if ETC would have been able to slide through and hit her, and Uthir would have got a stun on her, anything, I could have blown her up very easily. But they're both caught in the rain. They can't really do much. They just try to run out of it without taking too much damage. I am down here trying to get damage on Vala to make her back off. ETC again, just so much CC, it's hard for him to really do much. Kerrigan goes in and ults again. Again, I mean, he's pretty deep. We're all backing off, and he goes in again, kind of late, I guess, is what keeps happening. We're already backing off, and now he goes in and ults. So let's see what happens. So it's definitely better than last time. We actually get to turn around this time before he dies. He didn't go in as deep as last time. Hits a really nice combo. He gets 3 of them in this combo here: Vala, Mouth, and KT. So he gets 3 squishies in his combo, does some nice damage on him. The Divine Shield goes down on him. It looks like he's going to get Vala down. So we get Vala down. Joanna is down here on me, so I have to start getting out of the fight because as low as I am, she can easily kill me here. So I have to start backing out of the fight, but it's looking pretty good for us. Gravis hits a mosh, or gets a mosh off, but doesn't really hit anyone with it. The damage coming out from KT is just too much. I think he's going to go down here. Yeah, unfortunately he goes down, but that was still a pretty good fight for us. Water Ellie's cleaning up there. I did make a mistake right here. Right here, I should have turned my Water Ellie onto KT instead of just having it Jace Joanna, but luckily Kerrigan sees him and cleans that up. So that was a good fight for us. It's now 2 kills to 6 kills in our favor, and we get a free turn in. Well, not a free turn in. We fought for it, so we get a turn in. And here, again, we decide to go for their bruisers, which, again, I think this was even more of a mistake than the first time, because look how low they are. They should have just instantly backed to get full health and mana to help with the push with the spiders. Instead, now we're getting these bruisers. Now they have to back to fill up on health and mana, and it's just not as effective, I think, if they had back. Like, our spiders are already down, and they're just now getting back to the fountain. So we just pretty much have to hang out and try to poke and clear the minions that we can until they catch up to the team to help push. ETC is pushing top to try to put some split pressure on them and make them either all stay mid and lose some stuff top or rotate up and try to stop us. So we do all rotate up once the team gets there. Kerrigan's just a little bit behind, so we can't really do much there. So we decide, let's see what we do. We do get the bottom fort, which is nice. We got the bottom fort out of that. I think here we should have engaged on them while we saw Sylvanas bottom, but we just backed off instead. Just going mid to clear, put some pressure on them mid. Again, we really should have tried to fight them here. Sylvanas is still bottom. She's just now rotating up to her team. We had the numbers advantage, especially when they were top. Yeah, they were in their fort, but we could have always backed off if it didn't look good. So I think we missed an opportunity there with Sylvanas bottom. They're going for their bruisers real quick, trying to put some pressure on us in another lane, and we're just dumping whatever gems we have while we have the chance. And now we're going to go for their bottom siege. This was kind of a mistake, but also in a way it helps us. But for the most part, I think it was a misplay because we do get bottom siege, but we basically give them an uncontested turn in. I mean, we should have been aware that they have enough for a turn in, and that's the play that they're going to make next. It's the most logical play for them to make, is to go for a turn in, especially when they see us rotate bottom. So yeah, they get a free turn in out of it. We have the siege bottom, which will help defend bottom lane against the spider. But, I mean, we basically just gave them a super easy turn in. We didn't contest it at all, and we really didn't put pressure anywhere else to make them pay for going for turn in. So it looks like they're ready to engage on us here. Let's see what's happening. Again, they are just completely focused on locking down ETC with CC, which is smart because if we hit a mosh pit, I mean, that's basically the fight for us with the amount of follow-up we have with myself and Kerrigan. If ETC hits a mosh pit, that's pretty much the fight won for us. Kerrigan does hit a nice combo over the wall there, but again, ETC is just taking so much damage from all the CC. Water Ellie goes down right with Kerrigan to slow them and make Kerrigan's life a little bit easier, chasing them down. Force Wall goes down to try to keep them locked in there with Kerrigan while she has Divine Shield. She's sticking to KT. He's shielded. Let's see. And see, now, again, Gravis is so low that it's hard for him to be in there. Noser's pretty low. It's looking like we really just need to disengage this fight here. So they both get out really, really low. I do hit that blizzard there and make them back off a little bit. Looks like we're looking for an opportunity to turn, but we really need to just back and deal with these spiders. We're just giving them free push. And as I said, the siege dealt with that bottom spider, so that's nice. But again, I think it was a misplay for the most part. They do try to gank us top because we did split from the team. Kerrigan gets away, and luckily I did take sprint at level 13, so I can just sprint away. And here the team is going to try to rotate up to help us out, but they back off because they know that we're going to rotate up and try to collapse on them. And once both teams hit 16, I will revisit talents. So Siege is still pushing bottom. It's not really going to give us much though. KT's already heading down to deal with the Siege pushing bottom. So it did take care of the spider for us, but again, like I've mentioned multiple times, I really think that we should not have went for Siege and just given them a free turn in. We are dumping what we have though, since we did see them go bottom to deal with the Siege. Again, really even game. 15. We're both 15. We're a little bit closer to hitting 16 than they are, and 6 kills in our favor to their 2 kills. Both teams have 5 forts. We broke that down real quick, the wall and the tower, so we could hit 16 real quick. But again, we're really not in a position to capitalize on the talent advantage that we have because they're so close to hitting 16 and they're all playing it really safe for the moment. We do sit here trying to catch somebody rotating, but they've been doing a really, really good job of just being safe this game with the Kerrigan combo that we have. So we try to put some pressure on mids since they aren't going to make a mistake in their rotations, but KT just drops down the Phoenix to make us back off, and the whole team rotates. Again, we keep letting Sylvanas split push and just get free soak without punishing them for it. Like, we should be punishing them here for Sylvanas being bottom, but we do rotate down. Nice. So he saved his combo in anticipation of her E, so that was a really nice play there. Instead of instantly going for the combo, he saved it because he knew she was going to try to E out of the combo. So that was a really good play there. So we do finally punish Sylvanas for split pushing. And let's see what we do next here. Looks like we're going to go for this mid fort. And let me look at 16 talents. So I went Northern Exposure, which adds vulnerable to my Cone of Cold because Jaina is all about damage. Uther went Benediction, really strong on Uther. It lets you double stun and double heal. That's just really, really strong. Dimensional Warp on Tass, Blood for Blood on Kerrigan, Imposing Presence on ETC. Kale went Ignite. Vala went Tumble, which is interesting. I honestly don't really know why he went Tumble. I guess he was just really, I don't want to say scared, but really wanted to be able to get out of the Kerrigan pull. But if you time your vault correctly, you can get out of range of her pull with a single vault. So it's interesting that he chose that over Blood for Blood. I personally would have just went with Blood for Blood. But hey, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out why he went Tumble still, but yeah, I guess he just really wanted to be able to get out of the CC. Joanna went Fanaticism, basically gains movement speed while Iron Skin is active. Blood for Blood on Sylvanas and Hardened Focus on Malf, which reduces cooldowns while he's above 80%. And again, kills are 2 to 7, both teams are level 16. Both teams have 5 forts, so a really even game. So we're pushing mid now still. The Phoenix goes down again to push us off of it. He's doing a really good job of just using that to harass us as much as possible because the cooldown is really, really short on it. And they're going for their bruisers again, try to put some pressure on us. We rotate up to clear all the XP up here. There's a lot of experience for us up here. And it looks like they're going to rotate up and follow us in case we're trying to turn in. So we're pretty close to our turn in. We have enough gems on us to finish the turn in. So that's pretty much what we're going to be going for here. We do have to, the longer they keep us here, the more this lane is going to push. Phoenix again goes down to harass us, but like I said, the longer we stay here, the more this lane is going to push, so we need to just clear this out real quick before it gets too out of hand. So now that we've cleared that, we're going to go back and try to get that turn in, and they're just going to contest it. So it's pretty much going to be a fight for the turn in. We go up to clear their vision. And yeah, here we go. So we got some gems and we need 1 gem. We're 1 gem short, which is unfortunate. Uther trying to get that last gem, and again the Phoenix just goes down again just to harass us and keep us off of the turn in. Uther still just trying to get that turn in. Basically what he's trying to do by just continuously turning in is make one of them overextend to try to interrupt it. But they do a really good job of using the right people to interrupt it and not overextend. And here, Joanna goes in. It looks like they're just ready to engage on us. Again, ETC trying to get a mosh pit. He gets a mosh pit off, but just too much damage. He cannot handle that amount of CC and damage. So Kerrigan goes in, gets a nice combo. Divine Shield goes down on Kerrigan, so she can pretty much do what she wants. I'm down here. I drop Water Ellie, but it's kind of poor timing because Kerrigan kind of disengages here. I like to use it to help her chase down a target, but I do get it to focus KT, so Kerrigan's able to go in and last hit him there. The Malf ult goes down, and we pretty much just have to disengage now. We're too low. Malf ult's going to keep them up. We can't really fight this while his ult is up at least. Kerrigan is sitting down here trying to get a pick maybe, but yeah, she does the smart thing and just comes around to help us defend. And now they're going to go for a turn-in. They don't have enough gems. This was a misplay on their part, so Let's pause real quick just to go over it. We only need 1 gem. We clearly have more than 1 gem. So for whatever reason they go bottom to turn in, even though they don't have enough gems to turn in. And I just go top real quick to dump my 1 gem and just give us a free turn in. So yeah, that was definitely a misplay on their part. They could have still hung around and just harassed until KT respawned. I mean, we're both missing 1 person. It's 4 on 4. They could have hung around and prevented us from turning in, waiting for KT to respawn. But we do get a free turn in here, and this time we decide not to go for bruisers and just push out our lanes, which I think is the better play. We rotate top really quickly to take this fort down since it's low, and so our spider can just push past it. They do rotate up to follow us, but they're pretty much chasing our tail at this point. So what we're going to do is take advantage of that. We're just going to keep rotating as they're chasing us, trying to clean up the aftermath. So yeah, we rotate mid, take that fort down real quick. Again, they're just chasing us around the map, and we rotate bottom now as they're coming down mid. I do go the safe way here because I felt like if I had gone that way, they would have definitely jumped me with the amount of CC they have, so I just went the safe way since I was a little bit behind my team. And there's going to be a team fight here, so ETC slides in, tries to get a mosh maybe, but again, the CC. Vala's really good about getting that Rain of Vengeance on ETC to just make his life a pain. And look at let's look at positioning here. So ETC is up here, we're all down here, TAS is here. There's really no reason for ETC to be here. He should just be down here with us, helping us deal with him. I mean, I guess he is keeping them up here, but even if he hits a mosh or anything like that right now, we're not going to be able to follow it up. We're not going to get up there in time to really put any damage on it. And Joanna and Sylvanas, they're not just going to let us run past them to go up there and kill their team. So there's really no reason for ETC to still be there. So yeah, he does get out. That's the smart play there. Malf kind of wasted his ult, I think. I mean, it did... Like, we had no damage up here. We only had ETC and TAS up here. There was really no reason for him to pop his ult, in my opinion. But we do end up having to disengage since we can't really get anything done there. And we decide to go grab Siege real quick. And this right here was a misplay. Or no, never mind. It's not what I was thinking of. So yeah, we grab Siege real quick to try to get lane pressure bottom while they head top. And they are setting up for boss now with the scouting drones because they did see us grab Siege. We are actually aware this is a conscious decision to take their bruisers while they're doing boss, because what our plan is to give up boss and take bruisers and then rotate down and take this keep since it's pretty low. So that's what we do here. We take bruisers, capture those real quick, and rotate down right away to just break this keep down really quickly. So to us, trading the boss for level 20 at keep and bruisers was a really good trade. And so now they all back to deal with the push that's happening from bruisers and this siege camp still, and we all back to head to boss and deal with the boss. So basically, I mean, yeah, they captured boss, but on this map, unless you push with it, it's really not that strong. It'll probably take the wall down in the towers, and that's probably about it. So yeah, we felt like that was a really, really good trade for us and a really good decision for us to give up boss for the bruisers and the keep. The only thing is, we know they're getting a turn in. We know there's nothing we can do about it, which is why we're pinging bruisers. We want to go grab bruisers quickly to help defend against the spiders that are coming. So again, it's still a really close game. We're level 20, they're 19. We're ahead one keep now, and the two outer forts, and they just got to turn in 3 kills to 8 kills. Okay, let me pause here. Let me go back a little bit. This right here shows, I can go to like right here. This right here shows how one little mistake can almost cost you the game this late in the game. Let's see what happens here. So Fozen stayed top just a little bit too long. They see it and they instantly rotate up after turning in to catch him. So they're going for him, Noser sees that they're going for him, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna help him escape. I'm gonna drop a force wall. What he wasn't expecting was Joanna again to ult just one person. But this is a really good play on her part because it's 23 minutes into the game, and respawn timers are really, really long right now. So killing one person this late into the game on a map this small gives you a really big advantage. So let's see what happens. The stun goes down. Noser was not expecting the stun, so the force wall catches Kerrigan, because if she hadn't been stunned, she would have been able to just run past it. But unfortunately, the stun goes down, and it looks like Kerrigan is gonna go down. So, like I said, look how long she's dead for. 23 minutes in the game, she's dead for an entire minute. That is really, really bad on a map this small, especially considering their spiders are spawning right now. So they have a huge, huge advantage right now. So we rotate mid to deal with this spider real quick so we don't have it pushing while we defend top. I don't know if that was the best play because they get this fort down really, really quick, and now it's basically a fight for our core. But honestly, I don't think we would have been able to really contest that. So here they're going to go in for us. They're definitely going for the win here. Kerrigan's down for another 27 seconds. They catch Tass out. Tass goes down. It's looking really, really bad for us. We're really fighting for the game here. They can easily end the game right now. So I'm just sitting down here trying to do as much damage as I can. This, I think... Let's see. So I think they made a mistake here by ignoring us. Yeah, it's the better play sometimes to ignore and go for the core. But once people start dying, like, let's see. Here's Sylvanas goes down. The core is at 50%. And here Vala goes down. Right here, I think they should have either, especially since Kerrigan is now up, it's so tempting, I know. The core's at 38%. You're like, you know, this is definitely a win. We just have to stay on the core. But we killed their two damage dealers first on purpose, obviously. Their two highest damage are now dead. You have KT, Joanna, and Malf. KT still does damage, but Kerrigan came out and jumped right on him. I think as soon as Sylvanas and Vala went down, they needed to try to disengage. Even before that, I think once Sylvanas died and maybe they just weren't aware of Kerrigan's respawn timer and they weren't paying attention, I think they should have left. So here, KT goes down and they have no damage left. Malf goes down and we save Joanna for last because she is super tanky, but she does pretty much no damage at all. So we definitely picked our kill order correctly and saved their lowest damage for last. And now, with our core at 21%, we just head straight for their core. And while we're going there, let's see what they got for 20 talents and what we got. Even though the game is pretty much over. Let's pause it. Ball to the Storm on me. I got Balt because they have so much CC, and I just wanted to be able to have a good escape on top of Sprint to get out of CC, because they have a lot of CC lockup. Even though they were pretty much using it exclusively for ETC to prevent him from moshing, I still felt like that was a good choice. Redemption on Uther, I pretty much feel like you have to get Redemption on Uther. It's just such a strong talent. It really doesn't make much sense to me personally to take anything else there. Rewind on Tass, Omega Storm on Kerrigan, and Bolt on ETC. Again, he was going to try to use the Bolt to engage with Mosh Pit since they have so much CC sliding in and moshing. As you saw, was really not working out at all. Kale went Bolt, Vala went Nexus, Joanna Indestructible. It's a really strong talent. You pretty much have to ignore her in team fights. Luckily, she does very little damage, but the amount of CC she has and the amount of survivability she has makes her a really strong tank, in my opinion, especially with Indestructible. Sylvanas went Bolt, and Malf went Storm Shield. And yeah, let's resume. The game is over here. We get back, we get to their core and end the game here. But like I said, this one mistake right here, even though we were in a really good position before that, we were up on them 2 forts and a keep. We got one person killed right here, and it almost cost us the entire game. So I guess basically just be aware, man. Like, the smallest mistakes can cost you the game that late into the game. With how easy it is to come back in this game, you just really have to be on your toes at all moments. You can't let your guard down. That one little mistake there almost cost us the entire game. So, yep, that's the end of the game. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like. If you want more videos like this and other heroes related content, I'll be trying to put out more content as quickly as possible. So go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thanks.